errors. Yeah, we would have liked to have conceded a lot less errors, both in the first half and the second half. We've ended up with 10 errors in each half, and I'm not as critical of the errors in the second half. Some of that was a byproduct of trying to play catch up, and that's when the errors come. And also, when you're having to defend and put pressure on yourself as much as we did in that first half, that's when you create errors for yourself, and because you don't execute as well in the second half. And unfortunately, it was there for us. It was there for us to take some opportunities, and because of those errors in the first half, we didn't take them. They put down some balls that they wouldn't normally put down. There was a couple of incidents in the play the ball area, and little fumbles at the wrong time there, and a couple of players who don't generally make errors come up with a few errors there tonight. So when you're making the errors there at the back, it hurts you as well, and that's not dishing anybody up. I stand by all the players. I respect them all. They all made a lot of sacrifices, and tried really hard, and I think that showed in the second half, even on the back of a poor first half. No, I don't think we've probably produced some of what we can play in England, and that's the disappointing bit. And I think we wanted to move up the rankings really in this competition, and we've probably stayed where we were. Heading into this tournament, we could have maybe argued that we may have been number 2 in the world. Even over the last 2 games, I don't think it's set us too much further back from that. The Kiwis were just good enough to just get us, and probably deserved to stay at number 2. So and the Australians are undoubtedly number 1 at the moment in the form that they're in. So we wanted to improve on where we were, and unfortunately we haven't done that. So some of their edge play is an issue. It's been an issue for us the last. We're probably dealing with some different sort of quality there on the edges that we don't have to deal with as much on a club level in Super League. Some of the plays that are thrown at us there have been quite different. And the Australians and the Kiwis both play with a lot more depth in near the try line, and put on some plays that are right in defensive lines' faces, and we made some poor decisions on that. I thought we were getting better at it, but probably a little bit too soon for us, and we need to be better at that for next time. Different to what we cope with in Super League, and we've had to adjust to it. In Super League, it's a lot different around in terms of the ruck area, which I think we've made some pretty good adjustments to, but we haven't been able to piece it all together. In terms of the amount of wrestle on the ground is allowed here, we have to do it in the air in the UK. We're not allowed to change positions on the ground in the UK, the interpretations of our officials, and you're allowed to make adjustments once you're on the ground, and that allows for different speeds of play the ball. It allows for different depth in play, and unfortunately we didn't make all the adjustments. I thought our players adjusted pretty well, and I thought that was going to be a big area for us, and it proved to be a big area for us still. Good question. I think we need to work that out. Personally, I think it's a good product in the UK. I think it's, the people enjoy watching it. The crowds are increasing, the TV ratings are increasing, and I think it's entertaining. And there's no complaints about the style, but whether it's the right sort of style to compete on the international level, that's something that we're all probably going to have to discuss at some stage. And what's the most important way to play? Is it to entertain the crowds, or is it to become number 1 in the world? And at some stage that question needs to be asked.